Hello everybody. So today's video is a little different again. Today I thought I'd share with you a little look behind the scenes of my Etsy shop, the paper geisha. So it's going to be sort of like a bit of a studio vlog, I suppose. I was just working on things for my shop last week, and I thought maybe it would be of interest. I don't know. Because I love watching studio vlogs myself. So here we go. So the first thing I'm showing you is me packing an order. I had an order come in on this day, and I put together some little bits and bobs to go in with the order. So like a little thank you note, which I write a little note on by hand, business cards, and then I pop in a little sort of envelope of freebies, little bits and bobs. Because I think it's always nice to have a little surprise when you order something on Etsy. And that's just me filling in the customs form, which has to go on every envelope I send out. So I pop all the little freebie bits and bobs into a little paper bag, and that goes in along with the order. So the next step is to wrap the order, and just in case anybody's alarmed by the fact that I'm doing it on the floor, in Japan we don't wear shoes in the house ever, so our floors are clean. I mean, I clean the floors every now and then, but to be honest, they're so clean because the only thing that goes on them is socks usually. So don't be alarmed by the fact that I'm wrapping on the floor is basically what I'm trying to say. So when I wrap things, I try and sort of go the extra mile a little bit. I like to wrap things carefully by hand, because I find that when I receive things in the post myself, I really enjoy unwrapping things, especially if they're beautifully wrapped. So I'm doing my best. So I'm using it's a locally produced washi paper, so it's completely natural and completely locally produced. So I'm using that to wrap all of my orders at the moment going out. And then I'm going to seal this with one of my stickers with my design on, the logo that I designed for my shop. And then I started recently wrapping things up with a little bit of string because, I don't know, it's just like that extra little detail, isn't it, I suppose, to add to the packaging. So, I need to buy some more of this, that reminds me. So that gets all tied up into a little bow. And then the next thing you'll see is me packaging it ready to go in an envelope. So obviously most of the things I sell are paper goods. So they're, bendable, but we don't want them to bend. We want them to be, smooth and uncreased and perfect when we receive them. So what I do is the first thing, I wrap it all up in bubble wrap just to stop any denting and marking and to keep it all cushioned. And I make sure that I kind of cover all of the sides with it and give it a good sort of layer or two. And then once I've done that, I didn't actually film this part, once I've wrapped it all up carefully in the bubble wrap, I then attach the whole package to a piece of card. Because you can see I'm using flat normal envelopes because they're good for printing on. So I use a piece of card inside the envelope to stop it from getting bent, but I actually sellotape it to the card. That's just me checking the size of the envelope. I sort of attach it to the card so that it's not going to jiggle around in the envelope in the post. So next I'm showing you, I think the next day, I'm sort of looking through my sketchbook because I want to start making originally designed products in my shop, not just reselling things. I'll still do that, but I'd like to do some of my own things. So I decide to scan this page into my computer and make a sticker sheet. But I don't have too much luck with this. I designed this sticker sheet to have little 10 Kokeshi dolls on, but the bottom row of dolls wouldn't cut properly. My brother Scan and Cut did not recognise the edges of those ones for some reason. So all of the bottom row were completely useless. So actually in the end, the only ones that have gone into my shop are the top row. So it's sort of half a sticker sheet, but it's half the price. And that's just the printer just deciding it's had enough. And I think I decided I had enough at that point. But there is a sort of a half-size sticker sheet in my shop for sale at the moment. And then the next project I get onto is making these little washi tape cards, because I was looking at these drawings of Kokeshi and thinking, oh, they're really cute. What else could I make with them? And it occurred to me that they'd be a really, really good shape for like washi sample cards. So I don't know about you, but I love washi and I just want to buy it all the time, but I have to limit myself. Because I don't seem to use up a whole roll before I get bored of it. And I really like making like sample cards for friends and sort of receiving them from pen pals, because I find there's just enough before you get bored to use up. So, I do like making washi sample cards. And so I thought I'd design these ones. So I used my images again and I sort of redesigned them and jiggled them. Printed them out onto like a high quality paper and then laminated them. And I had to do all this cutting by hand, even though I've got a Brother Scan and Cut, because it wouldn't, on the Brother Scan and Cut machine, it's a cutting machine, but it has a scanner built in, and the idea is that it can scan your images and then cut around them for you. But so far, everything I've tried to get it to cut, it didn't really recognise. I don't know. I think they're supposed to be very high contrast images. Are supposed to work better, but perhaps mine are a little bit too subtle or too detailed, but I'm working on it and I'll get there in the end, because I really want to start selling lots more sticker designs. So yeah, I have to cut everything manually, which is fine. So I cut them all out, laminate them, and then cut them all out a second time. And then once they're sort of all done, I can start wrapping the washi tape around them. So if you haven't seen a washi tape sample before, it's just a really handy way to just keep a small amount of washi tape with you. Like you can pop it in your pocket or your pencil case or your planner pocket. And sort of like makes it portable. So here you can see I've wrapped 3 designs around each of them. And you can just basically carry it around with you, and it's sort of lightweight and flat and portable, and I love them. So these are now for sale in the shop as well. And I actually find it quite therapeutic making these. I don't know why, I just sort of enjoy the monotony, the monotony of it. Going round and round, counting obviously to make sure that everyone has the same amount, obviously. Yeah, so I didn't really mean this to be like an advertisement for my shop, but I was just sort of filming what I was doing last week, and I basically worked on my shop all last week, so that's all I've got to show you really in this video. So I hope it's been interesting. If you have any questions about anything or things you'd like to see more of or less of, let me know in the comments below. And I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Alright, so as I said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye!